Church as a family. We have two we view the church. According to Christ's teaching, we view the church as mystical or universal, and we also view the church as the local gathering of brethren. I'm concerned about the local gathering of brethren right now, because when we are able to do well as a local gathering of brethren, then the mystical church will certainly be great. That you not acting well as a believer does not prohibit the mystical church or the universal church from existing, because it comprises of all the brethren before or during the era of Christ to our present time. Lots of them are dead. They are waiting for the final day that Christ will present the church to the Father as a bride without spot or blemish. That church is called the mystical church. But the one you worship in right now, as an individual person, you are a church. I almost say a church. When we gather together for worship, such is called the local church. So I'm looking at the local church right now as a family. We are supposed to be a family. That you're from the western part of the world and I'm from the eastern part of the world does not mean we are strangers. We are not supposed to be strangers. We are one family. If you're from Ghana and I'm from Nigeria, we are supposed to be one family. If you worship in Redeemed Christian Church and I worship in Foursquare, or I worship in CAC or Deeper Life, we are supposed to be one family. That is a local church. We are supposed to be one family. I should not see you as a different person, and you should not see me as a different person. But many times we have got this wrong mentality that the man who worships in a different local denomination is not my brother, so I should be careful on how I relate with him because we are not in the same fold. It's a wrong teaching, it's a wrong principle, probably passed down to many brethren in the church by their leaders. So, and they have been working with that, and that will not help the church when it comes to the principle of forgiveness. We must learn how to forgive, and how can we forgive easily? For you to forgive easily as a member of the family, for you to be able to forgive that brother who does not worship even in your own local assembly, but in a different assembly, or the one that even worship in your local assembly, for you to be able to forgive that person easily, then you must cultivate the attitude of a child. You must become like a child. You must behave like a child. And that was the teaching of Christ in Matthew 18 from verse 1. In Matthew 18 from verse 1 to 4, at the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Not just becoming greatest now, it's entering that matters now. They were asking, who is the greatest in the kingdom? That is not even his concern. You should first of all even enter the kingdom before you think of becoming great person in the kingdom or becoming the greatest in the kingdom. You have not yet entered the kingdom and you felt you should be the greatest in the kingdom. Christ has just given us a standard for you to enter his kingdom first. Then now start thinking on how to become the greatest in the kingdom. You should first of all enter the kingdom. And for you to enter the kingdom, then you must be converted. You must be changed. That conversion has to do with a change. You must be changed from the person you are to the person of a child. It says, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. How would this principle help us? Many of us find it difficult to accept people when they have offended us, because we've not yet been converted to little children. Imagine a little child or your little child at home Sometimes you beat up your child, your little child at home, for disobeying or for doing something that is wrong. You beat up that little child, and in the next few minutes, that child runs to you or embraces you, play with you. You pick up a little child's particular property, the child cries very well to give it back to him, and sometimes you might not give the child. In less than few minutes, the same child that you have offended runs back to you and starts playing with you. That is the attitude of a child. Many of us find it difficult to forgive our brethren in the fold, to forgive our neighbors, to forgive our offenders, because we have not yet been converted. We have not yet been converted as believers. We only saw the first phase of salvation. We have not yet entered salvation properly in our lives. That you came out during the altar call for salvation and the pastor prayed for you does not mean you are yet saved. You need another job to do to start enjoying the beauty of salvation. Many of us only knocked at the door and stepped in with one leg, and we felt we are now born again, and we felt we will just make heaven that way. Many of us that are still alive, we find it difficult to forgive people because we have not yet been converted. We've not allowed the words of the Lord to break us. We've not allowed Christ to refine us. We've not allowed Christ to convert our lives from that adult stage, from that state of reasoning very well as philosophers, to the state of reasoning as a child, where you solely depend on your father. You know, you can put your child on the top, on a pinnacle, or on the high point, and tell your child, jump down, I will get you. And your child will jump down because he trusted you. But as an adult, if you put me, for example, on the height and tell me to jump down, you're going to get me in your hands. I will tell you, you cannot deceive me. You think I'm a baby? I will even ask you, you think I'm a child? Praise the Lord. You think I'm a child? You also ask the same question on TV, and you put it on a particular peak, and I tell you, jump down. I will get you in my hands. The first thing you tell me is what? You think I'm a baby or I'm a child. You think I don't reason. That is the state that Christ wants we all to be. That state of not reasoning. That state of acting like a child. Where if Christ tells you, jump down, I will get you. You'll not be asking Christ, you think I'm a baby. You want to deceive me. Just jump down, he will get you. That is the state. And until you humble yourself to that state, you cannot walk with these principles of Christ. And that is what Christ wants the church to walk with. That is the kind of church that Christ has come to establish. So you must learn how to forgive. Now, in Luke 17:4, Jesus said, if your brother offends you 7 times in a day, and comes back 7 times in that day to tell you, I am sorry, you must forgive that brother. Somebody must have asked a question. What if that brother did not come back to tell me, I am sorry? What should I do? There's no question you ask that Christ has not given the answer. That answer to that your question, what if the brother did not come back, according to Luke 17:4, to tell me I am sorry, and he just left without coming back? What should I do?